Some people seem perfect the second you meet them. They say all the right things. They smile at just the right moments. They seem warm, generous, maybe even inspiring. And you think, wow, I've met someone really good. But give it a few months, and things start to change. That warmth fades. The compliments feel hollow. The charm that once made you feel special, now it feels calculated. And one day, it hits you. The person you thought you knew never really existed. Here's the thing. Some people are experts at wearing masks. They know exactly how to act like the friend, partner, or colleague you'd trust. They play the role perfectly, as long as it benefits them. But underneath the smile, there's a different version. One you're not supposed to see. Most people never notice until it's too late, after they've been disappointed, hurt, or even betrayed. Machiavelli, the legendary master of strategy and human nature, had no patience for that. He believed you could expose someone's true colors in days, sometimes minutes, if you knew how. And his methods? Brutal, yes, but also surprisingly simple. In this video, you'll learn exactly how to make someone reveal who they really are and protect yourself from the people hiding behind a perfect mask. Everyone has a front stage self, the version they show to the world. It's polite, charming, and controlled, designed to make others like them or think highly of them. At work, it might be the colleague who always seems confident. In friendships, it's the friend who's fun, attentive, and generous. But that's only half the story. The backstage self is the real person, the one who emerges when they feel safe, stressed, or challenged. This side reveals hidden motives, true priorities, and character flaws. It's here you'll see impatience, jealousy, selfishness, or insecurity. Things the polished mask hides. Machiavelli knew that to truly understand someone, you had to watch what happens backstage, when they aren't performing, when their comfort or ego is tested. That's where their true colors show. Machiavelli's first trick to reveal someone's true colors is deceptively simple. Give them something small, then take it away. It could be anything. Your attention, a small favor, a privilege, even just your time. Maybe you always respond to their messages instantly, but one day you don't. Maybe you invite them into a group decision, but the next time you leave them out. Maybe you praise them openly and then stop for a while. Here's the magic. People who are genuine won't be rattled by it. They understand relationships aren't transactions. They'll stay the same because their kindness, respect, or attention was never conditional on what they got from you. But the fakes, they'll flinch. Sometimes it's obvious. Irritation, coldness, passive-aggressive remarks. Sometimes it's subtle. They go quiet, become distant, or start making little digs. Why? Because their friendliness was never about you. It was about the benefits you provided. Take away the benefit and the mask starts to slip. Machiavelli once said, "Men sooner forget the death of their father than the loss of their property." In plain English, if someone's warmth is tied to gain, you'll see their true self the moment you touch that gain. Think about the friend who stops calling after you say no to a favor, or the colleague who suddenly forgets to include you after you don't back their project, or the romantic partner who becomes colder the moment you set a boundary. The key here is to watch without reacting. Don't explain yourself, don't try to win them back, just observe. Their reaction will tell you more about their character than months of polite conversation ever could. It's a small, controlled test, but it works fast. Because people can fake kindness when they're getting what they want. The real truth comes out when they feel they're losing something. And once you've seen that truth, you can decide whether to keep them close or keep your distance. The second Machiavellian method is just as subtle, but it cuts straight to the heart of a person's ego. Disagree with them, just a little. Not in a big, dramatic, shouty way. That would just create noise. The trick is to lightly push back on something they believe, say, or suggest. It could be as small as offering a different opinion on a movie they love, or calmly questioning an idea they're sure about. Here's why it works. A secure, genuine person will be fine with it. They may debate you, but they'll respect that you see things differently. In fact, they might even enjoy the exchange. To them, your disagreement is just a difference in perspective, nothing personal. But with a fake or ego-driven person, you'll feel the shift immediately. They might pressure you to agree, subtly mock your point of view, or try to make you feel foolish for not seeing it their way. Their need to be right is stronger than their respect for you. Machiavelli understood that ego is like glass, strong when untouched, but fragile when tapped. You don't need to swing a hammer, just a gentle knock and the cracks start to form. Pay attention to the micro-reactions, a sudden tightness in their smile, a change in their tone, their need to correct you rather than understand you, or the silent punishment, going cold or distant afterward. The reason this method is so powerful is that disagreement forces people out of the safe, "we're on the same team" zone. It challenges their self-image, and if their self-worth is built on control or superiority, they can't hide their discomfort for long. I've seen fake friendships crumble over the smallest disagreements, because deep down, they weren't based on respect, but on validation. By using this test, you're not trying to create conflict. You're simply watching how someone handles a moment when you're not mirroring them. The response tells you whether they value truth or just agreement. This is my favorite Machiavellian method, and also the one most people overlook. Watch them when they think you're not watching. Machiavelli noticed that in politics, the most revealing moments didn't happen during public speeches or official meetings. They happened in the quiet, in-between moments. In private conversations, quick glances, or unguarded gestures. Why? Because when people don't feel observed, they drop the performance. In real life, this means paying attention to how someone acts when your attention is elsewhere. How do they treat the waiter at the restaurant? Do they genuinely listen when someone else is speaking, or do they check their phone and look bored? Do they maintain that warm smile when you turn away? Or do their eyes go cold the second they think you can't see them? These tiny moments are pure gold because they're not filtered. You're seeing reflex, not performance. A fake person can be charming when they know you're paying attention. That's the front stage act. But backstage, that's where impatience, arrogance, or entitlement leaks through. And the best part is, they can't rehearse it. Machiavelli would say this is the art of studying a man in his natural state. When someone thinks they're off camera, their real nature comes out. You're no longer seeing the image they want you to believe. You're seeing the truth they can't hide. Here's a tip. You don't even have to literally spy on them. You can just create moments where they think you're distracted, scrolling your phone, talking to someone else, or walking ahead. Then, watch from the corner of your eye. What you catch in these moments will tell you more than hours of direct conversation. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Because here's the harsh truth. People can fake kindness in the spotlight, but they can't fake who they are in the shadows. The fourth Machiavellian method is subtle, but it's one of the most revealing tests of character. Give someone a small taste of power and watch how they handle it. Power, even in tiny doses, is like a lens. It magnifies the true self. It doesn't take a major promotion or huge responsibility. It can be as simple as letting someone lead a small project, make a minor decision, or take control of a group task. The moment they feel they have influence, their real nature often surfaces. Genuine people will treat that responsibility carefully. They'll consider others, act fairly, and remain humble. They understand that leadership is about balance, not ego. They don't need to dominate to feel secure. Fakes, on the other hand, often reveal themselves immediately. They may overstep boundaries, push their own agenda, or try to assert dominance unnecessarily. Their behavior shows entitlement, insecurity, or a desire to control, all hidden under normal circumstances. You can also notice subtle shifts. A glint in the eye when someone thinks they're in charge, a sudden impatience, or the way they subtly belittle others to assert superiority. These micro-behaviors reveal intentions that polite conversation would never expose. Machiavelli knew that power is the ultimate truth serum. By allowing someone to taste it, you strip away the rehearsed persona and expose motivations. People's reactions to authority, whether tiny or significant, are often more honest than words or promises. Think about everyday examples. A co-worker given the lead on a presentation. Do they collaborate or hog the spotlight? A friend trusted with organizing a small event. Do they act responsibly or manipulate situations for personal gain? A partner asked to decide something minor. Do they respect boundaries or impose their will? This method doesn't require confrontation or trickery. It's simply about creating conditions where character naturally appears. The results are revealing, immediate, and reliable. And once you've seen how someone handles power, you can predict their behavior in bigger, higher-stakes situations. The final Machiavellian method is deceptively simple but brutally effective. Observe how someone reacts when you succeed. Most people focus on how fakes behave when things go wrong. They disappear, gossip, or sabotage. Machiavelli, however, knew that true character is often revealed in the opposite scenario, when you're winning. Success tests the ego of those around you just as power does. Here's the test. Share a small victory, a personal achievement, or even a positive outcome in your life. Watch carefully. A genuine person will celebrate with you. They'll smile, congratulate you, maybe even feel inspired themselves. Their happiness is rooted in your growth, not threatened by it. A fake, however, may force a smile, change the subject, or subtly make the conversation about themselves. Their envy is quiet but unmistakable. They might downplay your achievement or try to make your success seem insignificant. Their response reveals insecurity, competitiveness, or self-interest, all things they were hiding behind smiles and flattery. Why does this matter? Because fake behavior is rarely a one-time event. It's a pattern. By using these small tests, giving then taking away, disagreeing lightly, observing unguarded moments, giving a taste of power, and watching reactions to your success, you can spot patterns in days rather than months. Machiavelli's genius was in designing moments that forced truth out of people. He understood that people reveal themselves under pressure, in loss, in power, and in your triumphs. You don't need to wait for betrayal or heartbreak. You can see who is genuine early on, protecting yourself from disappointment and wasted energy. When you combine all 5 methods, you gain clarity. You know who values you for who you are, who respects boundaries, and who is driven by self-interest. This knowledge isn't just practical, it's empowering. You start interacting with people strategically, keeping genuine ones close and limiting exposure to fakes. The ultimate lesson: character isn't hidden forever. With the right moves, you can see it clearly, quickly, and without drama. Machiavelli's methods aren't about cruelty. They're about survival, insight, and wisdom in a world full of masks. Remember, people reveal themselves under pressure, in loss, in power, and in your success. Watch carefully. Design the moments. See the truth.